now rocking with the best. Debates get hot, boy, I am so many fresh. I talk cash money like I'm Birdman. Tackle topic straight on, no swerving. All facts is what I'm serving. No one's better or more deserving than me. I bring that heat like my MP on a whole nother level like I'm Otani. I prove points by helping you visualize, using data that's analyzed by eagle eyes. Get your mind right and act like you know. You are now tuned into the Real Untouchable podcast.
Hey, what it do, sports world? Welcome to the Real Untouchable podcast. Man, with me, Ray Diggs. I got a great segment for you all, man. It's number 11, Alabama, at number 15, LSU, the Tigers, at Death Valley. And this right here is pretty much a college football playoffs eliminator. That's the good thing about the SEC that you can't say about any other conference. These two teams, this conference right here, these teams eliminate each other, okay? All right, you got Alabama at LSU. The winner goes on to most likely going to make the college football playoff, while the loser gets ready for a lower, one of the lower bowls, one of the, I don't know, the Music City Bowl or whatever, but the winner will most likely be in the college football playoff unless they trip, unless they trip in the next couple of weeks, which I don't think they will. So Alabama right now is a 2-point favorite. Hey, before I get started, man, make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, and also the share button, and make sure y'all give me your feedback on what you all think about this segment. But listen, this right here gonna be a hell of a game. And like I said before, Alabama right now is a 2.5-point favorite. But LSU is a hell of a team. I was telling everybody that Caden Durham, the true freshman from Duncanville High School, been watching the kid ever since he was like in the 10th grade. They needed to put him in at running back. I think he can be the difference maker. He's little, small. He can hide behind those big linemen. But Alabama is tough on the defensive line. So when I look at these two teams, right, they're more even than people think. With LSU, with all these injuries that they got, Harold Perkins, 5-star, one of the top players in all of college football, out for the season. We thought, man, Harold Perkins out? Oh, yeah, it's over with. For weeks, the other outstanding linebacker, he's come in and he has pretty much dominated. I watched him play it against Arkansas. He dominated he wrecked the entire game. Now, this is a different type of monster in Arkansas, but he could do the exact same thing against this team right here. That's how good he is. Newsmer versus Jalen Milroe. Newsmer, the LSU quarterback, yes, his stats is better than Jalen Milroe. We thought Jalen Milroe would be a Heisman Trophy candidate until a few weeks ago. He's no longer. With 1,900 yards passing, 13 touchdowns, 6 interceptions from Newsmer, he do have over 100 more passes than Jalen Milroe. So, I mean, it ain't like it's just way, way better. I mean, you would think if a person have 100 more passing, that he would have at least, probably like 1,000 more yards than him. But in this situation right here, he actually have 130 more passes than Jalen Milroe. Jalen Milroe got 1,900 yards. Newsmer, he have 2,600 yards passing. Jalen Milroe 13 touchdowns. Newsmer, he have 20 touchdowns. So 7 more touchdowns on 130 more passes. I mean, like I said, this game right here, I don't think it'll come down to the quarterback, even though LSU and Alabama have young secondaries. But I don't think it's going to come down. I think it's going to come down to the running game. Which one of these teams can run the ball? If Alabama gets the turnover, can they capitalize on those turnovers? The first thing Alabama needs to do when they walk into this stadium is take the crowd out the game. That's the first thing they need to do, is take the crowd out the game, and then you dominate the game through that. Because if you can take the crowd out the game, now you can control LSU. But if you cannot take that crowd out the game, which they could not do, which they did for the first half against Tennessee, which is not more, it's not a big difference. Which stadium is the loudest? Do I think Neyland Stadium or Death Valley? They're on the same even field. They're on the same playing field. Both of those are very, very loud stadiums. So Alabama has to come into this game and take the crowd out the game. If they can do that, now they can pretty much control the rest of the game by running the ball with their 2-3 headed monster at running back, quarterback. Because I say Jalen Milroe, he can run it as well. You control them with that. Then you go over the top to a Ryan Williams or Henderson, Emmanuel Henderson or Bernard. You go to the big plays with one apprentice. You go with one of those big play to one of your star wide receivers. Because LSU got a very talented secondary because they got a bunch of 5-stars back there. But it ain't like it normally is. When you got all these, you do play what's his name? Grant Dilpick. You got a Patrick Peterson, you got a Honey Badger, or you know what I'm saying? You got one of these top cornerbacks back there. It ain't like they got one of them. They got talent, but they ain't got that type of talent. I'm not saying that they're not good, but they are, they ain't that, the type of players that they are because they're so young right now. But I expect for them to be at the same level when they get to that point. And then when we look at the running back position, Jam Miller, you got Justice Hayes, but LSU can count them with a very talented young true freshman running back, which is Caden Durham. I think that the kid can need 6 touchdowns on the year. Jam Miller with 7. Justice Hayes had a breakout game against Missouri 2 weeks ago, and both of these teams are coming off of bye weeks, so they're both as healthy as they're gonna be. Ryan Williams, the true freshman wide receiver, 35 catches, 702 yards and 7 touchdowns. Okay, Lacey, very talented wide receiver from LSU, 618 yards, 6 touchdowns. I think these two right here are two of the best, deep threats in all of college football. Now, who I feel have more weapons? I can't really say because, LSU quarterback spreads the ball around, while Jalen Milroe he pretty much keys in on one wide receiver. Now, if he can spread the ball around, it makes him even more dangerous. If Jalen Milroe can come out here and throw the ball, well, like I think he can, it will make it easier on that run game. Who do I think got the best offensive line? Both of these are very good offensive line. Defensive line, very good defensive line. Both of them. Linebackers, I think Alabama might got the better linebackers because they got Lawson. I think Lawson is better linebacker, even though Weeks is a hell of a linebacker too, and I've seen him wreck games. But I just, I think that Lawson and Campbell, that set of linebackers might just be better. Secondary, I think secondary is easy. I think it's even. Special team, I might give it to, they might be even. Yeah, both of their kickers are miss a kick. Even though I think LSU kicker, I think he makes more kicks than Alabama kicker do. So the game will be played at 3:00. That's a good thing. Even though that stadium is gonna be loud, it's not at night. Because it get real spooky at night at Death Valley. So I think that everything is lining up for Alabama to take this game, even though it's gonna be a hard game, it's gonna be a tough game. But I'm going with Alabama to win this game, and this is what I think the score is gonna be. I know y'all think it's gonna be a defensive game like back in the 2010, 13, 15, 17, 19. I don't think it's going to be that type of game. I think that the final score would be 38-31. I think Alabama will win 38-31 in this game right here, and they will keep their college football playoffs alive while LSU will go on and finish their season and go to whatever bowl they give them. And I still think LSU will be a top 15 team. I do think whichever one of these teams loses will be part of the top 4 teams that's out. But we never know what's going to happen, man. We never know. BYU might lose, okay? Hell, you know what I'm saying? You never know. Indiana might lose 2 games, okay? We never know when it comes down to the college football because it's so unpredictable. Not like the NFL. We know the NFL is predictable. We already know the Kansas City Chiefs. We know what they're going to do. Refs going to save them. They're going to get a field goal or a walk-off touchdown. They're going to win the game. We already know that. We don't even care about that. The NFL, predictable. We get it. But college football, very unpredictable. You can be a top team, go down to the number 40th team on a Saturday night and lose. That's the way college football works. All right. But I'm going with Alabama. Alabama to win this game. I broke down all the stats for you. Like I said, I don't think it's going to come down to the quarterbacks, even though I think Jalen Milroe need to make throws. I think he needs to keep this LSU defense off balance. Both of these offensive lines is very good offensive lines. LSU, they got a hell of an offensive line too. They got a couple first-round picks on that offensive line as well. But I just think Alabama will get the job done. I think you give them 2 weeks to prepare for you. I think that they will be. I think, and I'm gonna say this before I let you go. This right here is a game that Keelan DeBoer needs to win. He has to win this game, or that pressure is going to get even more on him. Not saying that he cares, but it's going to be a lot of pressure on Keelan DeBoer if he loses this game to LSU. Being that you already lost to Vanderbilt, you already lost to Tennessee in games that you should have won. I think they put themselves in this situation by losing to Vanderbilt. Honestly, I think, and the Vanderbilt loss ain't, you look at it now, the Vanderbilt loss really ain't looking that bad. Same thing with LSU. I think LSU put themselves in this situation by losing to Texas A&M. Not saying Texas A&M is a bad loss, because Texas A&M not. They're a good team. But they put themselves in this situation by losing those games. So, with that being said, I think that Alabama gets it done. I think they go down here to LSU. I think they go to Death Valley. I think they win this game 38-31. I don't know who that is. Facebook. Yeah. It's probably a spam. They always be. But I think it's going to be a hell of a game, y'all. So make sure y'all tune in. Hey, also, I just want to, before I get off, man, happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. It's y'all weekend. Enjoy it. It's a lot of free places you can eat at. Y'all deserve it because y'all got one of the most difficult jobs that you can have, which is fighting for this country. Okay? So make sure y'all go out there and get everything that they're giving away for free. Whatever discounts they're giving away, make sure y'all go out there and you get it because you deserve it, all right? And if y'all don't know that a lot of people, a lot of veterans out here that paid the ultimate sacrifice. I know we celebrate Memorial Day for them, but also Veterans Day as well because they was a veteran. All right. So, hey, man, thank y'all for all y'all do. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. And everything that you get this weekend, I feel like you should get it every weekend. All right. Because of the job that you do, the sacrifice that y'all make, going overseas, being away from your families, really no other profession really asks more out of their employees than I think that the military asks from their employees. So, hey, make sure y'all have a great Veterans Day. Enjoy it because you deserve it. All right. Until next time, y'all have a great weekend. Be great, dream big, stay humble. Peace.